do we make these moves? How do we always improve? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we raining, better grab a boat.
We a different breed, talking alien. Survivor of the fittest and we play to win. Grab another bounty and get paid again. Then we fade into the dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient.
Space, force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused. How do we make these moves? How do we always improve? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we raining, better grab a boat.
Poke the bear, you better go in there. My fireworks in the sky like a Roman air. An imposer in the throne, and it stole my chair. Any moment here could become a polar bear. It's cold in here, in a flash like a solar flare. The Vulcan here, my whole career, they cloak the beer. They won't get over me and then it won't appear. In iguana like a fauna, now I go to be deer.
Space, force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused. How do we make these moves? How do we always improve? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we raining, better grab a boat. Space, force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused. How do we make these moves? How do we always improve? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team, holy mackerel. Know us, and we raining, better grab a boat.
Wow. Space Force, wow.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
We record while you snoring. Never been about that tourist. We snapping on tourists. We play to win, better forfeit. Stun gun singing like chorus. We landed in Florida, still in the middle of the forest. You better run like Forrest. Every bar gold, that's oral. So glow, the aura. Way to go to girl Dolores. We skirt off to Lauren. Back to the future, we travel. We zoom into planets, we moving, we out. Yeah, passing you humans, we zapping you losers, bananas, we shooting, no doubt. Yeah, nobody even come close. Beating the odds with my bros. We're the squad and you know. Gone with no rappers, I've gone. Oh no.
I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. I don't think you've gone this deep, even when you're falling asleep. You fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep, you fall asleep.
Hey, that's my cue to come in. Slept on us too long, now you off it when the coming. Closing up the shuttle, 3, 2, 1, we're launching.
That's great. One of my devices keep.
Welcome to Plausible Foolishness. I am one of the two kings of the Live Empire. I'm the Philosopher King, the Ivory Tower, a mad scientist man, and I've got a perspective on things. And with me, the producer, the right hand of the king, the kick-ass dude, Dusty.
Yeah. Your mic is cutting out.
Do you?
Your mic. Mine's coming through just fine.
Hearing it through
Nope.
Skype?
Can't hear you. Lost all audio from you.
How did you lose all
Even on the show. I don't know. Maybe this show will make it better. Not having to hear you. I can do all the talking and. Oh, yes. Nope. Still can't hear you. All right, this is going to be a great show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Producer's Show. This is the Dusty Show. No king, no nothing. We've gone completely rogue. Welcome to the circus. So, we've got some interesting stories for you tonight. While he's figuring out the audio, I'm going to be doing this. Oh, we got something going on there. Maybe.
What about now?
There we go. Ooh, and perfectly clear again.
Okay, it was the trim.
There we go. Ooh, and perfectly clear again. Okay.
Oh, great. You're on my channel and your channel.
Why don't we fix that? Because that'll make an echo. And as much as I like hearing myself echo. Let's not have that.
Yeah.
So we got some interesting stories for you tonight. First one being, you ready for this? Prices are rising at the grocery store, at the pump, everywhere you want to buy stuff. And now, if you want to get a loan in order to afford some of that, your interest rates are going to go up too. The Fed is raising interest rates as of March. Yay! So forget about this, 0% interest, all the cheap money that they've been sending out to everybody.
Wait. Ain't nobody like us getting 0% interest.
No, but the banks are. They're more than willing to loan that money to us at lower interest rates, right?
Or buy up all material assets, the things actually of value, like real estate and gold and silver and stuff like that, at 0% interest, and then watch the dollar die, so that they don't have to ever pay it back. Oh, life is great. All right. Meanwhile, we still pay interest, and we still, and it's going up. And by the way,
and that thing that they told you to do, save money.
Yeah.
That savings keeps getting smaller and smaller, and even though you're not touching it and you're putting money into it, it's still shrinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least its power to purchase is shrinking.
Correct. Well, if you go from 1926, when the Fed was established, to today, it's lost almost 99% of the purchasing power. Congratulations, Fed. You have literally taken nearly 100% of our purchasing power away from us.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's like 96%.
96, that was back in 2017. So they're estimating somewhere around 99% today.
Oh man, disgusting. And they said that the interest rate is 7.2, or no, 7.5. But that was from last year's. That's like the amalgamation of all of last year. And so where we are today is probably more like 10. And then if you calculate it the way we used to calculate it, before we started fudging the numbers, it's probably more like 16.
Correct. So if you actually calculate things the way they should be calculated, yes, it probably is that.
This is good for you, though. right? Inflation is good.
Listen, Deep State, you keep your mouth shut. The production team is not going anywhere.
Well, the production team isn't really producing anymore, so.
And
Because
it's
we're
more
all
hosting
remote
than
and stuff,
producing, but
because, we live so far away from each other.
yeah. Hopefully tomorrow, if all things go to plan, I'll be there. I'll be live
Right
and
on.
in person.
Right on.
Right on. Another story here. We got Hillary Clinton responds to the John Durham court filings. And what does she say? Surprise, surprise. In a Twitter post, not an actual, hey, how's everybody doing? I want to appear in front of a camera. Twitter post, longtime Democrat wrote that Trump and Fox are desperately spinning up fake scandals to distract from his real ones. So it's a day that ends in Y, and she adds, the more he misleads, the more his misdeeds are exposed, the more they lie. Doesn't that mean she's? No, I think she's just as bad.
She's projecting what she does
Correct.
onto other people, like all Democrats do.
Well, at least she knows where the delete button is on her keyboard.
Yeah. Where the bleach bit button is.
Yeah.
The AIDS with hammers button is.
Just gone. Am I gone? No, I'm not gone. I'm not going anywhere. Oh. My audio is horrible.
Yeah, everybody's horrible. I don't know what's going on. It's probably because we're all, you're. Let me see. Okay.
Now I'm garbled, just like you.
Yeah, I think I've got the solution, because this is not.
I got the solution. Here we go.
You got a nice big hammer.
Did that fix it?
No, it sure didn't.
Gargling the garble. I blame Twitch too. JBN, I blame Twitch. We can think of that's causing issues. We've gone after everything else.
Let's try this now. Test 1, 2. How's that sound?
I don't know. Let's find out. I don't know. Let's find out. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Let's find out. Alrighty.
Yep. Yay! It's fixed. Yay! It's fixed.
Well, I know.
I don't know what you did, but
but I don't know why that would have fixed any of the problems from before. But here we are, and I hope that appeases all you credulous rubes trying to tell us how to be better. And how dare you talk to your kings like that? That's all I got to say.
Hey, listen, I'm not a king. I'm a duke here.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm not a king. I'm a duke here.
Kick-ass duke, and I'm about to kick that. No, I'm just kidding.
How about the foot? Put my foot up your. How about the foot? Put my foot up your. So,
Where was
I was run down. The CDC announced today. The CDC announced today that they are pulling back some of the mask mandates that they recommend for people in lieu of the kind of losing COVID kind of losing some of its traction. Or could it be because midterms are just because of midterms? Yep. I don't think it has anything to do with COVID.
Midterms. Of course it is. Well, I mean, they're just following the science.
Yeah, their
the
science.
Yeah, the science. Their God, the science. And their God, the science, tells them that elections are more important than slave muzzles. You can take the slave muzzles off when, so that the quote-unquote free people will elect you again, and you can remain in power. And then the slave muzzles can come right back on because there'll be a new variant. It's, it's amazing what the science teaches us.
Oh, and the FDA has decided to delay the decision on Pfizer's child vaccine due to the COVID cases dropping, low COVID cases.
Or that, people don't like that. And it's an election year.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully those students in Nevada will head to Washington D.C. to protest or Atlanta, sorry, Atlanta, to protest the CDC over lifting their mask mandates.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it? That school going out there and give us our comfort blankets back. I mean, our masks back. We have colored hair. We want it.
They're slave muzzles. They don't feel comfortable. They don't feel safe unless they know that they're a slave. Yeah, I mean, we need to start with we need to start using harsh imagery. I think slave muzzles
I can dye my beard. I can dye my beard like rainbow colors.
No, man.
And that way I can fit in better and then start spouting ridiculous things.
No. I didn't say infiltrate. I didn't say become like them. I said we need to start using...
I didn't say I'd be like them. I'd say ridiculous things.
How is that not like them?
Well, it is what it is, because I can say ridiculous things like Donald Trump should have won the election.
Yeah,
and it'd be okay because I've got the colored beard.
No, you'd get stabbed. You'd be dead. Here lies
I would
Dusty.
be? Okay.
Here lies Dusty. He said ridiculous things. No, I'm saying when we talk about this stuff, the harsh imagery of a slave muzzle, I think is extremely appropriate and shocking that, that we're even saying it, I think that's, that's appropriate. Just like, just like mockery is I think an important, an important tool in our tool chest, in our war chest, not on a personal level, like mocking your friend is not going to get you anywhere.
Yeah.
Right. On a personal level, love and speaking truth and love is the appropriate tactic. It's not even a tactic because you care about this person, but in a large scale public sense of, tactics, mockery is, I think, far underused by our side. Like, these people are ridiculous, and they need to be made to feel ridiculous. I think that's the only way they're going to break out of it. Is if they feel like they don't feel ridiculous because they've got so much on their side telling them how wonderful they are and how right they are, And so you need to make them feel ridiculous in public in front of the world to snap them out of it.
I thought that's what we had Ray for.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
He's got the clown makeup and everything.
Yeah.
Or at least the filter for it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're big enough to consider ourselves for that, but because, no, I know we're not big enough to consider. But, our side, those who think like we do with bigger platforms, definitely need to be doing that. Gosh. The hard thing is that none of these people will debate. because debating is giving a platform to people like, bigots like us. Oh, I'm
No,
not saying we don't
they're
do
just
it.
they're just terrified that, if
Okay.
they're actually having to debate us, then they'll have to use logic
Yeah.
against us.
Yes.
Oh wait, they
They
can't
know
use
that they
logic
will look
against us.
ridiculous on the world stage.
Exactly.
So, but the excuse that they use is that they'll be platforming dangerous ideas like ours. Ours are the dangerous ideas. Actually peaceful protests, and liberty, dangerous.
How dare
Burning
you?
the streets for an entire summer in multiple cities across the country. No, that's not dangerous. Those aren't dangerous ideas.
No.
That's just justice. It's justice. Fair and simple.
Just this, or just
Yeah.
us?
Yeah. It's justice.
Oh,
As
just
in
is.
social.
It just
As in
is.
social. Yeah, it just is. Just is what it is, as Ray likes to say.
So, there's several Democrats that are sitting on the from the Senate that are demanding that YouTube take down how to build a gun web videos off of YouTube.
Well, everybody, go to your local YouTube downloader and start downloading those videos.
Yep. And then reposting them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, repost them, and save them for yourself. Burn them to like a CD or something.
Or a hard drive, whatever you got.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't put it past hackers, or the government to hack computers and delete, on a massive scale. I mean, the potential is possible, especially with artificial intelligence. I wouldn't trust just a hard drive. Yeah.
Get more of a physical copy in a CD.
And then just take good care of it. Glenn
Problem
Beck's
is,
been talking about that for
I
a
don't
while.
even have a device in my entire house that has a CD player or a writer.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a problem.
Yeah. I can put it on a thumb drive.
Yeah. Yeah, that's potential. There's potential for that to be useful. Oh man, it's all so sick. So let's get. Is that your last story?
Yeah, nothing else is really going on. Russian jets intercept U.S. Navy aircraft over Mediterranean.
Okay.
So nothing really big on that.
That's
other
pretty
than
far out there.
we keep creeping closer to all-out war with Russia over a country we have nothing to do with, other than Biden likes to
you and
give
I have
his
nothing
money.
to do with. Yeah, you and I have nothing to do with it, but the elites got plenty to do with it.
Yeah. Well, I don't care about them. I care about the men and women who are going to be fighting this war, not them.
Damn right.
Because why are we there?
Yeah.
We just got out of Afghanistan for what? We spent 20 years there and did what? What did we do there?
You know what would be awesome? You know what would be absolutely awesome?
What's that?
If we sent soldiers there and they all stood down because they knew that they were there for completely bogus reasons to protect evil, corrupt politicians, and they just let it happen. They're like, "Yeah, we're here. We're not going to do anything. Carry on. It's not our fight. Screw you, Biden. Suck it. And the rest of you politicians can also suck it."
Problem with that, though, is they literally would be thrown in jail for dereliction of duty.
Not if the entire command structure said suck it too.
That's not happening.
Yeah, I know. Not with people like Milley in charge.
Right. So, yeah.
Well, but here's the other thing. Is it worth? So you either die or you go to jail. You die for nothing to keep corrupt politicians in their corruption, or you go to jail. Which is the better choice? I'm going to jail.
Yeah,
Especially
I'd probably
military.
choose jail too.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't
So
know
at
what
least-
military jail is like, but it's, well, I mean, if The Last Castle has anything to say about it, it's probably not good. But,
Well, yeah, that would be a tough choice. Jail or death. I definitely wouldn't want to die for them, but at the same time, I really don't want to go to jail for them.
well, but you're not going to jail for them. You're going to jail because you went against them.
True.
And we're all going to end up there in some respect if we don't, if we stand up at all, Are we going to stand
Correct.
up? I don't know. I mean, just look at what's happening in our titular topic. I like saying titular. If you haven't noticed,
It's a big
I say
word.
it. Yeah. And it's fun to say. I mean, come on. We're children.
Titular.
So, did you hear what so we talked about how Trudeau got emergency powers yesterday.
Yes.
But did you hear what came along with that?
The ability to essentially freeze bank accounts. It gives emergency powers to him, such as being able to control military, things like that. So he can literally, he's a flat out dictator at this point.
Yes, but there's something else as well. So you know that they've been calling the convoy truckers terrorists and equating them to their actions to terrorism, which is, as we all know, complete horse crap.
Yep. The videos, the massive amounts of videos coming out on TikTok and, well, was coming out on YouTube until they got banned, but mostly TikTok.
So gross.
And
God.
Rumble.
These people are disgusting. Anyway,
but the live videos show they're not rioting. They're literally just in the streets.
Yep.
Making a loud noise.
Completely. That's it. So, they're terrorists. We all know that. Well, the Canadian finance minister basically laid out what they've done, which is to expand their terrorism finance laws to include sites like Give, Send, Go and GoFundMe, crowdfunding sites, and apparently cryptocurrency, right? And so those they claim that those had been overlooked in the law, and so they have powers over those for terrorism, anti-terrorist purposes, and basically what they've so let's think of the implications of that. First of all, that's just flat out wrong, and
yes,
an overreach of power. Not surprising.
Surprise, not surprised.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the emergency powers is an overreach. So this is just the same thing. But
I mean, these are a bunch of truckers out in the road. That's not terrorism. That is a local issue that they need to deal with instead of ignoring it and going, "You need to go away. Go away. Shoo, go away."
Time for a deep state update, though.
Nope.
Deep state says the truckers are withholding poutine shipments into the U.S. This must be stopped. He's got a point.
Deep state.
He's got a point. But Um, there's further implications than that. It's not just what they're saying about the truckers. It's now, if you give to these sites, you've financed terrorism. That's illegal.
So they're trying to go after people who are donating to these sites.
They're at least trying to scare them. But I mean, if that's in the law now, the threat will become a reality. And then we have to consider that information is going to be shared with the American government. You know, that information doesn't stay in Canada. So if any of us gave to them and our government wants to label the Freedom Convoy a terrorist threat, you know, they'll arrest us too. They don't give a crap. They want to stamp this out. They need to squash this rebellion, because this is what it is. It's a rebellion. It's a peaceful rebellion so far, but it is a rebellion, and they want to squash it out. And we cannot give in. Their determination is clearly real.
So, do you think that's
Ours
part of the
needs to
reason
be
why they're pulling all the mandates out right now?
How do you mean?
They're trying to quell any protests in the United States? Because imagine if something similar happened in the United States.
Yeah. They for sure don't want, at least not right now.
Right before the midterms?
Yeah, right before the midterms and everything. They don't want any of that noise right now. You know? But for how long, you know? The midterms are over, and then they can get right back to it. And then, you know, and then they can it's such a tricky situation, because they are looking for any justification to go hog wild on us, right?
Yes. Especially conservatives that really want to stick it to us, because they're absolutely terrified that if we show up in the voting booths in big enough numbers, they can't fudge the numbers that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they can a lot, but I mean, you show up enough, that it becomes way too obvious to hide.
Mm-hmm. But then,
I mean, look what they had to do in the last election. 81 million votes.
On top of that,
really,
they want some of us to get violent. They want one of those instances to erupt, so that they can do what Trudeau did. You know, Trudeau did it with peaceful protests.
Yeah.
I mean, an actual violent attack, the U.S. government will do it. The Biden administration, they'll do it in a heartbeat.
You think he'll sick the National Guard on us? If something like that were to happen in the United States, you think that he would sick the National Guard on us?
Probably.
Think so?
Not this year, but next year for sure. Next year for sure. And more so. I mean, rights will be taken away, you know, martial law, that kind of thing. That's what they're looking for everywhere. You know, I mean, this is all the Great Reset. All of it is the Great Reset. I mean, okay, and here's the evidence to boot.
Okay.
Guess what organization the Canadian finance minister is on the board of directors for?
Pfizer?
No. Bigger. Globalier.
Globalier? The World Bank?
Monsanto. Say that again?
The World Bank?
Close.
Monsanto.
The World Economic
JPN.
Forum.
Oh, the Great Reset.
Yeah. The originators of the Great Reset. Those good old folks from Davos. Don't we love them? She's right there on the board of directors, and so is Eye Patch McGee and Tulsi Gabbard. They're not board of directors. They're like a new batch of politicians that have been trained by, trained to go out and reach, to influence politics.
So
for
this
the
just
greater
in.
good.
Literally, this just in. It just came across my screen. The United States just sent 40 F-35 fighter jets to Germany to bolster NATO.
Cool.
No, we're not gearing up for war at all.
Nah. Not at all.
No.
Nope. Now.
Yeah.
This is just the crap show just keeps getting words.
Yeah, usually.
JVN said Biden is trying to flex. To quote a classic gangsta rap song, true gangsta ass N-words don't flex nuts, because true gangsta ass N-words know they got them.
See, yeah, like Trump, when he was president, he didn't have to flex. He just said, hey, I got a button that's bigger than yours. That's exactly what he said to China. My button's bigger than yours.
Yeah.
That's not a flex. That's just straight up.
Biden sent those planes to Germany. The joke is half will break down before they get there. Yeah.
Military grade. That is always a big joke for me and my friends when anybody advertise it's military grade, so it breaks down every 10 minutes.
Deep State update. Biden's diplomacy plan will secure a future for the people of Ukraine. God bless America.
Yeah, just like Afghanistan.
Oh, gosh, yes.
That's
and Iraq.
See, he's the guy. He's the guy.
I mean, Iraq is a haven, a utopia.
Oh, it's glorious.
Lame name here says that, and with no right to repair, they will sit unfixed for months. It's true.
No, they'll just push it off into the.
You gotta take them to the dealership.
They'll send them onto a aircraft carrier and push it over the edge in the China Sea.
Okay. That's yeah. And then China will build an island on it for defense, and
of course
for better defense and control of the South China Sea. Hooray!
Yay!
Now, honestly, though, like I don't know what the answer is in this scenario, like. Because, like, we talked about the China-Russia alliance that they made at the first day of the Olympics. Basically an unlimited alliance for the purposes of each country expanding their borders into Ukraine and Taiwan, which is
correct.
What they want. Neither of those things are good for us. Like, and not even just the politicians. Like China going into Taiwan is worse than Russia going into Ukraine for us.
Agreed.
But there's a reason why Putin wants it, and Putin being more powerful is just generally not good for the world, right?
So I watched an interesting thing about the breakdown of why Russia wants to go into Ukraine. Okay. One, the ports, obviously. They want the ports that are there. They want the shipbuilding capabilities that are there. The other part of it is the water that flows through there.
Okay.
most of the water sources for southern Russia come through Ukraine. Well, Ukraine, when last time they got invaded, dammed up all of the water sources that led into Russia
Nice.
and essentially are starving out lower Russia of food because they can't grow anything because there's no water.
And so they
And
kept them
so that's
dammed
one
up?
of the.
So they're still dammed up?
They're still dammed up.
Okay, that was a mistake.
No, that's Ukraine defending itself, saying, "Listen,
No, I agree. I
No.
agree. They should have dammed it up. They should have undammed it when they left. And then
But they
when
didn't.
they come when yeah, I know they didn't. That's what I'm saying is the mistake. Not undamming it because now
no." I'm saying
they-
Russia didn't give back the land that they took.
Oh yeah, they didn't give back the land that they took, but they stopped. Okay, so I guess that's
So
yeah,
they didn't
took
undam it
Crimea
because
and they didn't
well,
give it back.
yeah. So yeah, they're not going to give them the water that they need to grow the crops that they need. So they're just essentially these fields are drying up because there's no water.
Yeah.
So that's one of the big reasons. They said they've got about 18 months of water left, and then it's gone.
Hmm.
So that's one of the big pushes, and why it's under such a big time crunch that they get this done, get that dam open, and so that they can start producing food again.
What's freaking hard is like how Ukraine can't defend itself. I mean, not
Not
really.
against Russia.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They've got armed forces. They do have
Sure.
weaponry. They
Yeah,
do
we've
have
given them a bunch of
tanks and planes, but not against Russia. Russia's the third largest military in the entire world, right behind China and us.
Yeah,
So, I mean, yeah.
yeah, that's a real problem.
But we're also sending a bunch of planes and whatnot to different countries in the United States that are part of NATO, such as Germany and
Meanwhile,
places that
Ukraine was
border
barred
Russia.
access from NATO. So
Do
it's
what?
like, meanwhile, Ukraine was barred access from NATO.
Yes.
So, had they been a part of NATO, that might have been a deterrent for this. But
Would it?
We couldn't
Because
get
would
that done.
NATO actually defend Ukraine?
I mean, America defends. It's not a question of whether NATO would. It's a question of whether America would. And America
That's true.
gets into wars and likes doing so. So probably yes. But we're doing it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
Apparently.
I mean, why can't we just give the 80 was it $80 billion or 80 million? I think it was $80 billion worth of military equipment that we gave to Afghanistan. Just give it to Ukraine. I'm sure they could probably use it better than Afghanistan. By the way, did you hear that they got the helicopters working?
What, the Taliban?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, they were sabotaged pretty thoroughly, but they were still able to get the parts to get them working.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I wonder where they got the parts from.
China.
You think?
Yeah. Gosh. Like, the whole thing's a mess.
Yeah.
The whole thing's a mess. Like, I don't want to get into a war. I don't think U.S. has much interest in the Ukraine. There's no, we're obviously there to help the elites.
Lame name. I like it. Not to mention
What?
his name is just, it always cracks me up every time I see it.
What? Did they know they are not allowed to repair those helicopters without an authorized tech? Apparently they didn't get
they
that
didn't
memo.
go to the authorized dealer.
Yeah. They didn't read that part of the contract.
They went to a third-party dealer. Okay,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's
Well,
fine.
those
It's okay.
helicopters
It's
are no
fine.
longer under warranty, so
Oh, they must have gotten one of the Indonesians to give him a call. Do you want to extend your car's extended warranty? We also do helicopters and military equipment, military
Yep.
surplus equipment.
Yeah. All void now, though. You paid all that money. Oh, wait, they didn't pay any money.
No, they didn't pay any money for it.
So, yeah, we don't want to go to war, right? We don't want to because we don't want our soldiers dying over a country that isn't ours and really only holds interest for the elites. But also, we don't want Putin and China to Russia and China to make themselves more powerful and richer. We don't want that.
Correct. Because Taiwan is a huge producer of electronic equipment.
Really, the producer couldn't remember the word producer.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, Taiwan would be very bad.
Oh, huge.
I mean, China already gets enough of our money.
Right?
And they should get far less. With Taiwan being under their belt, that would be disastrous.
So all we would have is, what, South Korea.
Yeah.
Thank you, Samsung, for providing electronic equipment to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
That's not from China.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Well, that in Japan, but less and less so from Japan.
Sure. Yeah, that would be... Well, this is... You know what this is? You know what this is an example of? This is what happens on the world stage when America looks weak.
Yep.
And Biden... If Biden shows anything, it's weakness.
Yes. Well, the man can't even walk up the stairs properly.
Yeah. Notice.
I shouldn't hold that against him because, everybody falls down the stairs once in a while.
Sure.
The issue is he fell down like 3 times. One time going up the stairs.
Yeah. He did the magical trick of falling up the stairs somehow,
That's
It's
true.
actually pretty impressive. But
he turned the stairway into an escalator.
Think back to the Trump administration and ask yourself, were these things being talked about during Trump's presidency?
Oh, yeah. He was going to start World War III with North Korea.
Well, that's what our media was saying, right?
And him shaking hands with North Korea, I mean, dear Lord.
Yeah. The talking heads in the corporate media were saying that, for sure.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
But I don't remember hearing news out of China or news out of the Ukraine that... the news that we got out of the Ukraine was the bogus, quid pro quo scandal. And then the actual quid pro quo scandal that nobody talked about with Biden. Not,
you mean with
fears
not
of...
Biden's son. Joe's son.
Oh, I know. It was his son. But it was also him. He was the one who got the quid pro quo.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember.
Yeah, because the son got it and he gets a percentage of it.
No. What I'm talking about is when he got the prosecutor fired or else they wouldn't get the aid money that was promised to them.
Yep.
The prosecutor that was investigating Burisma and Hunter Biden. That's the specific
that
quid pro
part.
quo.
Yeah, yep. You're right.
So, and then he bragged about it on camera. And not a word was said.
Nope.
Still got elected president.
Joe, you little
Still
clown.
not impeached
Uncle
for
Joe, come on.
He should have been immediately impeached for that.
Crazy Uncle Joe.
Like, we have you on camera saying that you got a quid pro quo. I mean, either it was an impeachable offense for Trump when we had no evidence, And then if that's the case, then it's impeachable now, and we have evidence. So you're gone. Bye. You know, I mean, am I wrong?
I don't think so. It does track.
If you think about it for too long, your head's gonna explode because it's just so
Oh, mine. I've already got a
infuriating.
headache, so I'm right there with you.
You're right, lame name here. That is not how Clown World works. And thank you for calling me good sir. It made me feel good inside, right here, in my chest.
Way down deep. Come on, Ivory Tower.
What?
What?
You're calling me out on something? And
No, I'm not calling you out on anything. Come on, Ivory Tower. Bring it.
okay,
Did we go over our main topic tonight?
yeah,
I don't remember.
We went over the main topic. Wow, we're 51 minutes in.
Yeah, I
went
was like,
by
we're right there
in
at
a
the
flash.
end.
Okay. I have a final thought that is important, and
Okay.
The Great Reset is
Yeah.
a big deal.
Yes.
Now we might know that it's a big deal, but it's still kind of nebulous. It's still kind of like it's like out there, and I don't fully understand it. But you know, and you may feel the same way. You know, you feel it. It's a looming threat. You know, the World Economic Forum, Davos, all that stuff is a looming threat. But
Yes.
I don't fully grasp it. And that's obviously by design. There's an aspect of it that we need to be aware of, and it's called ESG. Have you heard of it?
That's not something I've ever heard of.
Okay, so it's a new business metric that that companies around the world are adopting, and investment firms are adopting as a metric to, as a metric for investing and for their own like culture, their own company culture and whatnot, right? It stands for
Okay.
environmental, social, and governance, right?
All right.
These are not traditional financial metrics. They have nothing to do with the profitability of a business. They have everything to do with Great Reset, redistribution, social justice, woke, globalist agenda garbage. Right?
Yeah, it sounds about right.
It's 100%, and it's being adopted. It's being talked about and adopted like at a rapid pace, and we need to be aware of it. We need to stop it. There are a couple bills in Congress that are designed to eliminate it. Those are good things, and you might be thinking, but this is if you're a person concerned with liberty, you might be thinking, hey, this is a free market; they can do what they want.
You'd think that.
But this isn't the free market, because this is a governmental. This is first of all, it's not just one business or two businesses doing this. It's like every business, every major corporation. It's coming from big banks and World Economic Forum type thinkers and policymakers and so on, and it is tied into government as well, right? This is not a standalone business thing that they're adopting. It has its tendrils in everything, and we need to kill it. It needs to die. It needs to die 100
A
deaths.
very quick and hard death.
Yes.
A bloody death.
Yes. This is all about reshaping the world in the globalist image,
Yeah.
This is you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Well, that's complete garbage.
That's
Not that
complete
property
garbage.
necessarily makes you happy, but property rights are essential for freedom.
Yeah. Okay. For example, my wife and I own 2 vehicles. I own a truck. It's a fairly old truck. I've talked about it a few times. My Dodge Ram. And then a new Ford Explorer. You know what my favorite vehicle is? My truck. You want to know why? Because it's mine. It's not the bank's. It's not anybody else's. It is mine. I can do with it as I please. I can go out and scrap it tomorrow if I wanted to. But it is my truck, not anybody else's. Ford Explorer, that's still the bank's. It will be the bank's until I get it paid off. And then it'll be mine. And then I'll be very happy because it is mine.
Nice. That is true. And there's a lot more reasons.
There's a lot of
the path out of poverty is intrinsically linked to property rights.
Exactly. Owning a house is a great way of getting out of poverty.
There's lots of different things. Actually, there's a pastor friend of mine in Miami that did a whole sermon on this, and it's the church is called the Pulse of Miami. So you can try to look that up and see if you can find that sermon. It was really good. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to try to do a deep dive on ESG sometime, and so
okay. Maybe we
if
can
I
do that next week.
Yeah, if I can find the time to actually sit down and do research while I'm trying to do a million other things.
I know,
on that
right?
note, you've been watching Plausible Foolishness, and thank you for watching.
Thank you
Please
for bearing
like,
with
share,
us through all the
subscribe.
technical issues.
Yes, thanks for your patience. Thank you for supporting us. Please continue to do so. Please spread the word. That's the big deal. Like we need this audience to grow. We really, really need this audience to grow. That's the single biggest thing holding this show back. That it's not the loyalty of the audience that we have. You guys are freaking awesome.
Love having you guys.
It's unfortunately the size of
every
this
week.
audience. Yeah, you guys are great. We just need and want more of you. That's all. Anyway, Plausible Foolishness is the home of the Rube Empire, where the people are free, the taxes are voluntary, and we serve freshly roasted liberal logic every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 9:30 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness, YouTube, Facebook Live, Rumble, anywhere you can get a podcast, Instagram, and minds.com. Peace out, and God bless. See ya tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? Wow.
At least we got the audio thing fixed.
Space force through your tape. We fast forward, we came through that time warp. Your foreheads look like warp. Everybody look confused. How do we make these moves? How do we always improve? No, we ain't nothing like you. We on top cause we don't stop and all we do is gradual. Everyone's so grouchy cause they puppets and we animals. We don't whine, we just break bread with the team. Holy mackerel. Know us, and we reign and better grab a boat.
We a different breed, talking alien. Survivor of the fittest, and we play to win. Grab another bounty and get paid again. Then we fade into the dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient. Dark like a gradient.
Space force.